Get ready to dive back into the world of a hairy guy who has issues with trimming his nails in the new movie, teaming up with his chatty best friend who knows nothing about skincare.
Do you like what you see? No.
Just like Deadpool said, I am Marvel Jesus. This duo promises to follow in the footsteps of Loki and Guardians of the Galaxy, becoming weightlifters, shouldering the entire Marvel universe, which is on the brink of drowning. But after a period of lying low, incognito since 2017, one wonders if Logan has really been living low-key, or if he is actually low-key.
Damn!
Let's find out together, as it's been widely rumored before, that Deadpool and the X-Men will be making their entrance into the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the near future. The real surprise here is that nobody expected them to pair Logan up with Deadpool in a standalone movie, instead of debuting with the entire X-Men team. Let's brush up on some Wolverine knowledge. Wolverine, or James Howlett Hudson, better known as Logan, a name taken from his father, Thomas Logan. He's a mutant part of the X-Men roster, but often goes solo. When we think of Logan, we come up with adjectives like immortal, super healing, super strength, super reflexes, retractable adamantium claws. So familiar that people don't even want to talk about it much anymore. Briefly, on what we know about this new movie, even though it's titled Deadpool and Wolverine, it seems like Logan is only there in name and not much else, because the story is likely to be led mostly by the motormouth assassin Deadpool. While Wolverine only seems to make a cameo appearance, without even a face reveal scene, and it might not even be the real Wolverine, because I believe this Wolverine is actually Loki in disguise. Before we dive into that wild theory, let's take a look at the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer first. Deadpool's birthday, yeah, love and wishes from friends and family all around. The TVA shows up to arrest Deadpool because his wig is just hideously atrocious, and the minor detail of him time traveling to change reality, resurrecting the dead, killing his past self, and basically giving the grandfather paradox the middle finger. Even dealing with that famous Austrian painter who was actually German. Blah blah. Probably just a side note. I believe the wig is the real crime here. But unlike Loki, who was treated pretty badly upon being taken as a prisoner, Wade Wilson seems to arrive at the TVA as a guest, summoned by Paradox to become the new savior, a Marvel Jesus, if you will. Sounds epic, right? In a fight scene, we see Deadpool battling it out with the TVA's Minutemen. But why is that? My guess is these aren't the Minutemen managed by Loki, but a different TVA team, led by a character yet to be revealed in Season 2 of Loki, namely Ravonna Renslayer. Looking at the backdrop of Deadpool's battles, we spot several locations where he'll be fighting, one being a place with a lot of snow, probably Sokovia, and a junkyard in the middle of a desert, likely the Void, home to the monster Alioth. So why could Wolverine in this new movie actually be Loki in disguise? Number 1, the TVA and hints in the movies. As we all know, after the end of Loki Season 2, Loki got promoted from the God of Mischief to the God of Time. Sounds cool, right? It's like from this movie, we can conclude that time is, after all, just another trick. So, does the TVA coming after Deadpool somehow involve Loki? But the burning question is, why haven't we seen Loki even once in the trailer? Despite him being a highly beloved character, whose appearance in the trailer would have thrilled fans, I propose a theory that Loki did indeed appear in the trailer, but in a different guise. Number 2, Loki's shapeshifting abilities. As mentioned, I believe Loki will use a different form to appear in Deadpool and Wolverine. And that form is none other than Logan. We're no strangers to Loki's shapeshifting and illusion-creating tricks, one of his most signature abilities. He uses this trick in nearly every movie he appears in. It wouldn't be strange if he secretly became Wolverine and indirectly manipulated Deadpool to follow his lead.
So dark! These ain't not from the DC universe!
Another reason I believe Loki will use this trick involves the character Paradox. We've already seen a version of Paradox before, General Dox in the Loki TV series Season 2. So where else could Paradox come from? Remember, in the comics, Paradox isn't a recruiter, but a judge. And who now has the power to judge time events like a judge? None other than Loki himself. Thus, besides becoming Wolverine, Loki might also take on the guise of Paradox. Another detail that supports this theory is when Deadpool claims he is the Marvel Jesus, and Paradox seems quite displeased, because in his series, Loki is the one compared to Marvel Jesus. Speaking of the Bible, Jesus took on the sins of humanity by dying on the cross, somewhat similar to Loki, who bound himself to the timeline, accepting a lonely life to amend everyone's mistakes, though he could only watch them from afar. So naturally, Loki would be displeased if some nitwit tried to steal his title, further affirming that this paradox is Loki in disguise. Because even after undergoing a journey of psychological development and becoming someone willing to sacrifice for his loved ones, Loki's essence remains the God of Mischief. And what is a God of Mischief if not misleading? Number 3, Deadpool's instability. Entrusting the salvation of the entire world to a mentally unstable assassin? You don't have to be a god to realize how absurd that is. Thus, due to some compelling reason that prevents Loki from intervening directly, and other heroes being impractical, the TVA was forced to recruit Deadpool for this mission. This reminds me of the storyline where Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, contrary to the new movie where he's seen as a savior. In this story, Deadpool destroys the universe, killing all characters, even stepping out to kill the scriptwriters and artists of Marvel Comics. A theory I came up with is that if Deadpool continues with his boring job, it might somehow lead to the event where Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Loki, foreseeing this in the future, had to preemptively turn Deadpool from a genocidal maniac into a world-saving hero. But what's more unpredictable than a mentally unstable Deadpool? A mentally unstable Deadpool with the ability to time travel. Thus, Loki needs to closely monitor this unpredictable assassin. And what better way to do that than to become a character who will accompany him? Enter Wolverine. Number 4, Deadpool. Definitely won't be able to recruit Wolverine. A scene from X-Men First Class that I believe will be parodied is when Xavier and Magneto try to recruit Wolverine, only to be bluntly rejected with a "go fuck yourself."
Go fuck yourself.
If Professor X and Magneto couldn't persuade this guy, there's no way Deadpool, with almost zero credibility rambling about becoming Marvel Jesus, could possibly bring Logan into the team. Moreover, throughout the fight scenes, we see Deadpool fighting alone against a squad without Wolverine's support. Only when he's knocked down and motionless does Wolverine's shadow appear. So, the most plausible theory is that Wolverine rejects Deadpool,
Go fuck yourself.
forcing him to fight the enemy alone. And when Deadpool is defeated, Wolverine unexpectedly appears to help. It's not because Wolverine had a change of heart, but rather Loki, reluctantly intervening in a different guise as Wolverine to save Deadpool. Number 5, Wolverine's claw release stance. Look at the stance of Wolverine releasing his claws through the shadow. A badass Logan would never have such a posture. It somewhat resembles Loki's posture when spreading his daggers more than anything. No matter how good one is at shapeshifting, it's hard to get rid of body habits, right? Number 6, Loki's current role in the universe. Loki currently plays a role similar to a combination of the Watcher and Nick Fury, acting as a hero recruiter while also overseeing everything from a distance.
There's still hope.
And you know who else is known for disguising and shapeshifting? None other than Nick Fury and his Skrull buddies. So, the theory that Loki will disguise himself as Wolverine in this movie becomes even more convincing. Another theory I have is that Loki will indeed become Wolverine, but not the time god Loki we know, as this deity is quite busy weaving the fabric of time. So who else could the God of Mischief trust? It could only be him, but from another timeline. The most likely candidate at this moment is Sylvie,
What's happening?
a different version of Loki from another timeline, whom Loki trusts immensely. Up above are 6 pieces of evidence leading to the theory that Wolverine in the trailer is actually Loki in disguise. Overall, it might sound crazy, but this theory is very plausible, because in an interview Hugh Jackman shared,
If 7 years ago that had happened, I'd be like, oh yeah.
But I knew it was the right time for me to leave the party, not just for me, but for the character. Somebody else will pick it up and run with it. It's too good of a character not to. It's kind of like you're on your way home and your friend rings you and goes, "Oh, dude, a new DJ just came on and the music is awesome. Are you going to come back?" And you say, "Sounds good," but no, they're fine with someone else.
Hugh Jackman seems to have run out of energy to play Wolverine again, even though he loves the role dearly. His appearance this time might just be because of his good friend Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool, and the possibility that the Wolverine character in this film is a one-off. For Wolverine to not appear in subsequent parts, the only way is to have him die, but the audience isn't hardy enough to watch Wolverine die again after his departure in Logan in 2017. Moreover, this Wolverine is deeply tied to Fox's X-Men, which Marvel is very keen on rebooting from scratch. So, the easiest and simplest way is to make Wolverine a character impersonated by Loki. That's it. This is the theory about Wolverine actually being Loki. The movie hasn't been released, so all speculations are for reference. Thank you everyone for your interest. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel to get more exciting theories. And this is Lander, wishing you a happy day.